Shalom, man. It's a wonderful thing to hear the truth and to know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But I'm literally disgusted of how this world. That's why I say I'm not part of any religion, because religion is a facade. You know, from the standpoint of man-made religion, it's a facade. It can be compromised. You can't compromise the truth in your heart. If you say true religion comes from the heart. It cannot be fake. It comes from sincerity, from a place of true worship. So that's why I say I'm not part of any religious group or organization. Now, if there is a true people, and I know there are, if there's a true people who lets this truth transfer from their heart. That's why Yahushua HaMashiach said, he said, my true congregation is not made with hands. It's not a place where people create a place of fiction or falsehood. It's a place where the heart to heart, man to man is joined together in truth. You cannot see it forming. It's here. It's the return. It's his return. You can't see it because it's not at a location. It's like the wind that blows. You don't know where it comes from, but you know it's there because you can feel it. And it's like heart to heart, man to man, man and woman to woman and child. Those who have a pure heart that comes together. Now, I'm listening to it got this. I was watching this video called Pastor David Lynn Arrested for Preaching. Now, I will be fair. He has the right to express himself, and he has the right to preach and give his what he wants. Now, let me say it this way: you have the right to do these things, but go from both sides. And I'm gonna read some scriptures to tell you where I'm coming from with that. Now, the people, to be fair to them, there was a group of people who was praying and wasn't bothering anybody. Now, and then the other people who came, they don't have to stand there and listen to it. They can leave. They don't have to keep walking. They don't have to stand there and listen to him. But when you get to chasing people down with what you believe as far as and I'm not judging. I'm just saying based on this situation. But when you get to when people say they don't want to hear you, now I can see if you already have a place where you already established, and people come to you. Now that's their fault. They ain't got to stand there. Just like a lot of the Hebrew Israelite brothers is on the corners. I don't agree with the hate speeches and stuff. But like I said, a lot of stuff is in the scriptures. But he said you must worship him in spirit and in truth. You have the right spirit with it. But when if you chasing people down with it, now you could be violating them, because if they say they don't want to hear you and you follow on them, put it in their ear, then that you ain't got to do that. But from the standpoint of this video, this is to me, this is a hyped video. This is a video that's sending a message, that's promoting an agenda. They have this guy named Pastor David. I think I've seen him before, where he just had on regular clothing and different. But now it's like he's dressed with indigenous clothing, or could be construed to be Israelite clothing, even though a lot of the brothers don't really, that's on the corners, don't really dress like that. But it could be construed that that's what he's coming off as. And like I said, when I say brothers, I mean the bloodline, the people. But that don't mean I don't agree with a lot of things that's going on. That's why I associate with the truth, with the bloodline, with the people of the land, in truth. And that's why I say everything I do is in good faith, intent, and practices. Because, like I say, as I know better, I do better. That's why I try to make corrections here and there as I learn more things. So you can't hold me responsible. You can't hold me guilty for doing something about something. Whether I know it about it or not, at least I'm trying to do something. You know what I mean? So then when I do something and I find out there's a better way, I try to correct that way in good faith. It's not, I never do anything in bad faith trying to be of a scheme, trying to do something that's trying to get over. But you know, he said the pure in heart, the pure in heart, what it says? It says, those who are pure should see everything that is pure. Those who are not pure are going to see how things are. If you have a corrupt heart, you're going to see things corrupt. You know, oh, look at him trying to get over. Ain't nobody trying to get over. You see, I'm trying to do what's right according to my knowledge base. And it did not make a lot of corrections. Like, for instance, at one time I told you my name was, I used the name of Negus Elagi Yakadesh. And then I told you I found a better word, Kadash, so I changed it to Kadash. And then I was led to know that that was actually a calling and not really a name. So then, but I had already done some things to utilize that name, but also that name doesn't make me. I'm the living sentient being. You can call me whatever you want, but that don't apply. That don't make me not who I am. I'm a living sentient being. Even if you don't call me a name, I'm still the same man. Now, then I found out that I have a free national appellation. So it means various things to me. Negus El means representative of the land, you know, the people, and also Negus El meaning the name of Yahuwah that He gave me. You know, being His son. So it has different meanings to me, but it's still that's my appellation that represents me, the Sejuris, Impropria Persona, Impropria Personam, in Solo, Propria. So, oh yeah, Appropriate Heritage. So, like I said, you know, people go, you put it like this, people go to school to enhance themselves. Nobody say nothing about that. They might start off with a high school, I'm just talking. They might start off with a high school diploma, but is it wrong for them to go get a AA degree, and then they go on to get a bachelor's degree, and then they go on to get a master's degree? All these things are degrees, but that does not, you cannot hold that man or woman to say that is them. That is an accomplishment, or that is a part of their resume, but that is not them. So, you know, just like here, I was writing a letter to the post office, and according to, remember that letter from the Vatican to Barack Obama, where it says that all estates that was fraudulently placed in the name of the people, and also those legal fiction entities that was defrauding, this is their words, defrauding the people, has been returned to the people free and clear of any debt. Let me find it. What I'm talking about. Kind of went off topic, but just put it together. It says it has been returned to the people in their control, clear and free from any debt, promise, encumbrance, or obligation alleged against them, the people, falsely, by agents of the corporation, the United States company. And you know, let me clear that up too, because you know, I'm just kind of like expressing myself, letting off. I don't have a problem with that flag. I don't have a problem with the business that's going on. So if by me saying this and claiming my nationality and of who I am, Sejuris, this is not assault against anyone. This is not me saying, okay, I'm against you. No, it's just me knowing who I am, loving myself for who I am. Now, I have a right to utilize that corporation. I worked for many years, by way of corporate jobs, as far as the jobs, because that's where the jobs come from under the corporation that people work on. But now I'm medically retired. I don't work for anyone. And like I said, I've been given the right to utilize that legal fiction name free and clear of any debt, accusations, anything, and they cannot place me in the jurisdiction of a legal fiction based on the fact that I received what is mine by right. That has been determined by their boss. You cannot say, okay, in order to receive this, you gotta claim to be a corporate entity. No, that's not what it says. It says you cannot make a man or woman be a corporate entity by receiving what is right by the name that they work under, which has been returned to their control, free and clear of any debt, obligation, anything like that. All right, let me get back. So this man named David, excuse me for going off, but just clearing my mind. This man named Pastor David, as they call him, he's dressed like a Hebrew Israelite or an indigenous man. He's going off, he's preaching, he's doing all these things. And then he kind of, he's exhibiting his rights, but he's kind of he's kind of like pushing the issue with it. And then they go off, and the people go off, and then they call out the people that they say that are the police, and they arrest him. But then later on, this not trying to put racist, I'm just giving an observation. This other guy, who's looks European, he goes on to try to start expressing his thoughts on, because he said he's a Christian, so he's because Pastor David said he's a Christian, so according to his name. But then the European guy who said he's a Christian, who's not dressed like Pastor David, is expressing in an intellectual way of why you should have the right to preach and do all these things. And those same people that was against the man who was dressed like a indigenous man, or supposedly like a Hebrew Israelite or something like that, which he's not, acting as one anyway. Then all of a sudden he has an intellectual conversation with the same people that the first man that was supposed to have been a Pastor David got arrested. He's having an intellectual back and forth conversation with them same people now, and I don't see him get arrested. Now, of course, I got to watch the rest of the video, but it seems like they have more tolerance for him than they did for the other guy. So to me, that seems like they're sending a message, indirect message, or innuendo, about those guys, the brothers and sisters who's on the corners, and even a lot of them, you got to call a spade what it is. They have, the bad thing about this, you have the true people that are really inspired by the Most High to do this work, but then what they're doing is they're putting a bad name on the true people, and they're placed out there by the same people that it appears that, if I'm wrong, forgive me, but this is just my observation, that the so-called Pastor Lynn and this other guy is putting out there. They're putting out an image, they're putting out a message, and that if people don't have the insight to see what's going on, they'll say, "Oh, look what's going on," and then they'll get a concept or a mindset based on what they see that is really not even true. This is basically just a false image to take away from the true and the truth that's really going on through Yahuwah, the great, the Most High. So that's my commentary for the day. If that offends you, forgive me, but that's just my take on it. And shalom.